The rising sun brings with it light to dampen the darkness. So does it signify the hopes and aspirations of a people bound together by a common interest. Anambra West Local Government Area, the food basket of Anambra State, is surrounded by different rivers, but its people, the Igbo-speaking and Igala-speaking people, are thirsty, even though there is water everywhere. Despite frequent allocations from the federal government, Anambra West Local Government still groans under the weight of underdevelopment.
The allocations here, if spent in this local government, are supposed to be enough to develop the local government. But the fact remains that since 2002, when the state government took the complete autonomy of this local government, what I mean is that state government controls the allocations coming into this local government or other local governments in the state. Local government does not have enough to develop the area. However, we have what we call joint account here. Joint account is that the accounts coming from the federal allocation ends up at the state government, and the governor has total control of the account, the money. So the chairman here, since he is not duly elected, is by appointment. It's like a commissioner. The governor controls his activities.
The state of the local government secretariat at Inzam, the Anambra West Local Government headquarters, is a mirror of how other communities in the area look like. More than 2 decades gone by, Anambra West Local Government has nothing to boast of, save for its rich culture, farmlands, produce and tenacious breed of persons who, against all odds, are coping with the little they can get from the state government and well-meaning Nigerians. We set out to other communities to find out how they have been coping.
Believe it or not, we're still in Anambra State and we're on our way to about 3 communities. We're just going to be visiting one because of time and because this is the only access route to these communities.
This river is the only link to many communities. It is also the source of livelihood for some others. We have arrived at Odomagu community, blessed with arable land and fertile soil for farming.
Odomagu chọrọ ka unu meere anyị bụ mmiri, ọkụ, ego aja alụ ọrụ.
What we Odomagu people want government to do for us is to provide us with boreholes and electricity. We need loans for farmers. We don't have modern farming equipment.
With
loans, we'll be able to enlarge our farms, We also need good roads.
So I need ụgbọ mmiri dịka speedboat.
We also need engine boats, speedboats and jetties. These will ease transportation of people and goods in and out of our communities and farms. We don't have hospitals or any health center.
The community is struggling to keep up with the modern times. The primary health center in the community is now a shadow of itself. The structure stands out. The paints on the wall are gradually fading off. Even as stone posters deface the walls, nothing is indeed working. While this particular room looks neat, one cannot say the same for other rooms in the health center. Files and other paperwork are scattered on shelves, and they look like they haven't been touched in a long time. Apart from the structure, there is indeed no health center here, forcing people who really need care to go to the city and, in some instances, neighboring states. Bed frames and other equipment are wasting away as they have become the landing place for dust and dirt. The mattresses have seen better days as they continue to waste away. Right inside the place meant to be the Premier Health Center is this fishing net. It looks like a workspace for mending and making nets for fishing.
From 2014, 2015, it was fortunate, but from 2016, 17, 18 up to 2020, we could not get a staff again. Workers here, they do once a while.
Not once a week?
Not once a week, once a while, once in a month, even a year itself, we could not see any staff. So that is why we have a problem. Even children that year, it's only during the immunization time, you see them, they come a week or 3 days, they just go. After that immunization, then everything ends like that. What mostly disturbs development here is road. We don't have entries in the local government, most especially Olumanasa Ward 2, which is covered by the water. That's the major problem we are having. Secondly, in terms of health fatalities, we are downward and very, very poor. Look at our health center. Even the staff quarters there is dying off. Here now, we don't have any staff in the health center now. At least we have 3 days or 4 days ago, we have a woman died in labor due to lack of health fatalities. He died. So that is a very big problem to us. So we need government aid to come in, most especially the government of Anambra State. We are in problem. We are in soup, very deep in problems, which is it was eyesore to my community.
Plagued by the lack of access roads, many parts of the community face the risk of erosion. Odumagu community lacks access to potable water. Boreholes are erected in the community, but water does not flow out of the spoiled taps. Some of the hand pump boreholes located in the town have gone bad. One will be tempted to think that this is a cluster of trees, but indeed a borehole sits here.
Nothing, no push small, nothing again. Since then, nothing, don't do anything. Abandoned. See all these pipes. You have to use to bring the water out. Nothing. No small, no nothing.
Surrounded by water, these communities really have no potable water to drink, leaving them susceptible to waterborne diseases. Ode is another community in Anambra West local government area. The people here are taking each day as it comes, hoping for a better tomorrow. Just like other communities in the area, electricity is non-existent.
The government didn't take care of us. We are Anambra West. We are people who live in local place. They say people who live they say they are looking local area. We are people who live in local area. Flood everywhere. Small time and flood will start. We don't have water here. All this one we, you know. Still at twice people who brought this one. This hand pumping. No, we don't have road. We don't have. We need a more health center to be there. Nothing.
Locals tell us that this bridge present in the community almost cost millions of naira. Just as rusty as its signpost looks, is this hand pump bowl who has now lost its relevance to the community. This is another bridge in the community which residents tell us was allegedly constructed with 10 million naira. Through dusty, narrow and bushy paths, we went to another community, Inoma Akato. The dusty roofs tell the story of a people who have over the years been neglected. Hundreds of Indigenes live under these roofs, but they are not happy with the situation of things. For them, life in Inoma is equal to pain, but giving up is not an option. Miles away from the state capital, youths in Inoma staged a peaceful protest to draw the attention of the government to their plight. Even though they know their voices may not get to the state authorities, it's still a shot they're willing to take. Women who also share in the same problems joined the marching throng to the village square.
Today, I'm not happy at all. Why? Because past 3 years ago, our people, a lot of people here, a major, we have a stakeholders, our people are suffering. I can take 1,000 naira from Nnewi to Nzam. But from Nzam to Inoma can took me 2,000 naira. If you go down to that our hospital, you can see that nothing is going on there. The project that have government have brought there is abandoned. Yes. Since when? Since more than 6 years. Yes. But now, our people are dying. Our people are dying. Our people are dying. No stakeholders, nobody we are talking about here. Reverend Father Charles Ebele, because of the road out in peace, because of no good road. That is why we use fiber. Through that fiber, the father died. The government have not said anything at all up to today. Government of Anambra State have not said anything up to today. Last 2 years, my people who die for this community, they are more than 50 for the cholera. The water where the government Anambra say make they drink because of say our people have dying. After that day where they just plug that into there, the water is not function to today. Nobody. The same place where our people they shit, that the same place now that they drink.
In fact, in Nigeria now, this community is producing the best rice. But where is the road to take this thing outside, to transport it outside? We don't have. Look at our yam. We have the biggest yam in this Nigeria, but we don't have road. We don't have road. At the end of the year, we remain as we are. Now we don't have hospital. We don't have hospital, and out there they are helping them with loan. But here, government are not supporting us. They are not supporting us, and we need help from them. Government should help us. From this community, you can use bike to get to Abuja very easy. But now, before you can get to Abuja now, you will go there as in the journey that will take you less than 1 hour. But through that, because we don't have road, it was about 10 hours.
Even with the evident electricity poles and wires, Inoma remains in darkness. It is a problem that has got the young and old talking. Water installations are everywhere, but they are empty and abandoned. A better looking one stands at another place in the community, but it has been rendered dormant. The small structure built around the borehole area that houses the pump now serves as a shelter for goats, chickens, and other stray animals. While we can notice trails of water on the water treatment plant, the barbed wires used for keeping people and animals from straying into the area are falling.
It has been started in 2015 where cholera invaded in Inoma. Yes. And during that cholera period, then cholera killed almost 57 people in this community. Yes. You can see small children are dying like a rat. Then the governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, he command the Commissioner for Utility on March 15 to come and install this borehole. Up to now, this borehole have not worked for 5 minutes. You can see it. The whole of our tank here have collapsed. It's this place now. Let us know that if our tank will collapse under 1 year. You have seen it now. We fetch from the river. Every year we die of cholera. Look at the abandoned project in this Noma. We need good water. We need roads. We need the workable facility, hospital in this community. So I'm trying to help our people.
Now, what do the people of Inoma drink? Far from potable is this brownish liquid filled with dirt. This is their reality, and so many of the locals have paid the ultimate price, death, for quenching their thirst with this. The Sun posted a testimony that a solar streetlight project was embarked on in Inoma, but locals tell us that they rarely work. Electricity poles as tall as their dreams, dashed and buried like the transformer, expected to light up the community. With the presence of many installations like this one, buried in the weeds, almost forming a tree with many branches, electricity is far from Inoma. The cables are heavily burdened even as they have become a home for rodents and serpents. This is a situation that has left many businesses, especially the small-scale ones, struggling to survive. Welcome to Udama Community Secondary School. No gates or perimeter fencing. All you have is these pillars bearing the name of the school, scarred by stagnant water. But the school is short of teachers. Even core members posted to the community tried to evade the discomfort that awaits them. These men are some of the brave-hearted core members enduring the absence of basic amenities. That's the water provided for them to drink. At least, it's not as bad as the water in the river, even though the villagers find it drinkable and it is quite a distance from the community. These core members remain in these conditions because of the love they have for their fatherland. This structure houses the core members, its wooden windows almost falling. A pile of corrugated sheets provide a covering when they need to use the toilet or shower.
We're very lucky to be posted to this very PPA, understand? So, but we have some challenges here. One is accessibility to the town. No electricity, understand? So we'll find it very difficult to, every morning we move to the Igwe's Palace to charge our phone, then we'll come back again, understand? So when it comes to teaching aspects, most of the workload falls under the auspices of the core members. We don't have a good water here. But they say that the one that we have is enough and is okay. And the villagers, they do drink from it. But we prefer water. And buying of water here, a bag, 250. Sachet water, a bag, 250. And you see that as a core member posted to this very place, in terms of spending, we'll spend more. And we need the government to help us and help this very community. Textbooks, I don't think any of the students have, understand? And most of the textbooks here are dated.
The community head is saddened by the community's perceived invisibility to the government.
I'm pleading with the government to stop the neglect of my people and my area. We are the terminal point between Anambra State and the north. From my community here to Kogi is less than 4 kilometers. I am pleading with the government to stop this neglect of my people. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. Since I ascended the throne, I have come to understand that the greatest challenge of my people are access roads. We need a road to link with our people living in the upland, who seem to have been separated from our brothers on the upland by water. Within and around us, there is no town or community upland that can be compared with us, yet see the way we are. Once we have a good road network, here will be a second Dubai or Malaysia. I was in Onitsha when it was all about bush, but today, you can now see how this Onitsha is developed. We are crying and pleading with the government to remember us. Since the state started the road from Umu Eze Anam Nzam, they stopped at Miata Anam. We don't know how and where we have wronged the government, and even if we have wronged them, we are asking for their forgiveness. Government should please forgive our wrongs and remember us, so that we can be like others. This is our plea to the government, to please remember us.